What is up, YouTube? My name is Eben, and today I'm going to bring you my deck from winning locals from the past week. I was running Buzzwole, and I was running Lycanroc. And that was pretty much my lineup of those. I've also got these two Rockruffs to go with my Lycanrocs. But you may notice that's not really quite enough. I didn't actually have extra copies of these. I think the 2-2 of Lycanroc would have been fine, but I wanted more than these two Buzzwoles, but it's all I owned. So I was thinking, okay, well, what else can I run with it, right? And I thought, what could probably be a Buzzwole? Marshadow. So if I get a Buzzwole out and it dies, or like I can dunk one with like an Ultra Ball or whatever, then Marshadow turns into a Buzzwole. So I was like, okay, well, it's kind of like Buzzwole Lycanroc. Let's play Marshadow. Why not? And the 150 HP on Marshadow isn't the best. But the Shadow Hunt is really awesome because you can use it to make Marshadow into a fighting version of all kinds of different basic Pokemon. And the beatdown attack's not bad, and, well, we're probably not going to use the GX on this guy realistically. I pretty much exclusively use the Dangerous Rogue GX, which is just fine because it hits nice and hard, picks up a KO most of the time. Other things we're running is a Regirock. The reason we're running Regirock is that one Regipower, even though it's just one, is extremely nice for Buzzwole or anybody copying Buzzwole because it turns that 160 point Knuckle Impact into a 170 point, which allows you to pick off Tapu Leles with no other boosts. So even if you have no strong energies hanging around, you can still pick off a Tapu Lele, which is quite nice. We're also running one Drampa. It's a nice Pokemon to start with and all that. Hits kind of hard, but it's mostly here for Marshadow to copy. That Righteous Edge could be really fun, especially imagine doing it with a strong energy on Marshadow, so you're hitting for like 40 and you're picking off special energies. It's a little more significant. We're also running one Tauros, so we can copy his Mad Bull GX or potentially Rage for a little extra damage, and it's a little cheaper than Beatdown on Marshadow. And one of my personal favorites is this Clefairy. It is, as you probably have guessed, it is here exclusively to be copied by Marshadow because of its Metronome attack. 3 colorless might seem steep, but a lot of what you're going to want to do in this deck for heavier damage is 3 energy anyway. But Metronome lets you copy one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and just use it for free. So you can do some pretty interesting, cool things, and if all else fails, you can always just discard it and, do something like Ultra Ball or Sycamore, and who'll know the difference, right? We are also running one Tapu Koko, just the normal one, because Flying Flip is interesting to copy, but it's also just a nice free retreat Pokemon that you can bring in after something gets knocked out, use it as a pivot, so on and so forth. And finally, we are running 2 Tapu Leles. You can copy Energy Drive, sure, but it's mostly here for Wonder Tag. And that's the Pokemon lineup. Pretty straightforward stuff right there. This deck is a lot of fun to play. I'm going to go ahead and spoil that much of it. I really enjoyed it. I got a real kick out of playing it. We're running 4 Sycamores. These can help. Number one, it's still pretty much the best card draw supporter in the format, but also it discards things to set up Marshadow, which doesn't suck either. We're running 3 Cynthias just because she's amazing card draw as well. And we're also running 3 Ns, but we tend to take prizes pretty aggressively. That's why I'm only running 3 Ns. Because this card can kind of go against us. So it's a nice early game card, but after that, not so much. And I'm running 2 Pokemon fan clubs. I would be running Bridget, since we have those nice GXs and the little dogs that we want to evolve into Lycanroc, Rockruff, sorry guys. But I thought, putting things into the hand is a little more fun here. Because that allows us to, like, Sycamore on a later turn or Ultra Ball or whatever in order to discard some mons that we want to use with Marshadow. So Fan Club, instead of putting it on the bench, puts it in your hand, and that's a little more advantageous for what we want to do. And finally, we do also run 3 Guzmas because we would love to call things up and pick them off. And we can use Coco or just have, put a certain mon up into the active slot that we want to switch out as well. So pretty useful for picking up those prizes really aggressively. This is an aggressive deck after all. As far as items go, pretty straightforward. We're running 4 Ultra Ball, which I've mentioned quite a few times already. We got 2 Brooklet Hill. This is nice for getting Rockruffs. It's nice for getting Buzzwole. It's nice for getting Marshadows. It's nice for, well, getting tons of things, especially getting that one Regirock set up. So it's a nice stadium. You can use it to get rid of other stadiums, but if you lose it, it doesn't really matter because you've already gotten your use out of it the turn you play it. It's basically sort of like a Pokeball of sorts. We've got 4 Choice Bands because we're maximizing our damage output because this is an aggro deck. We got 1 Rescue Stretcher, just a nice utility card. And we've got we've got 1 Special Charge, mainly because we do run a lot of special energies, and so this can restock us if worse comes to worse in the late game. We're also running a Super Rod. This is largely to get our special energies, but it also offers us the option to pick up Pokemon from our discard pile if we need to as well, since we're a little low on the numbers of certain ones and our prizes might create problems there. So Super Rod is a nice way to kind of do both at the same time. And we do have 2 field blowers because we don't particularly like Garbodor, so this can be a nice way to turn it off at an important moment if needs be, so that our Marshadow can still attack and do his thing. Alright, and that's it for the items, and the rest is all energies. And we're running 4 strong energies, a nice 20-point buff on your fighting Pokemon. And we've got 4 double colorless energies, which, yeah, Marshadow can use it, remember, because he can copy things from the discard pile. And yeah, it's not for Buzzwole, but that's fine, because pretty much everybody else is fine with it. And then we've got 6 just regular old fighting energies. So that is the lineup on the energies. And this deck worked very well. I had one game where it kind of went off a little slower, and one game where I'd like prized both my Buzzwoles. But apart from that, it was really good. It was really smooth. And so if you're a little low on your Buzzwoles, but you still want to kind of get the feel of that deck, this is a great way to go. And it's also just a fun way to play Marshadow, which is a really interesting card. Maybe building another deck around him in the next few weeks to couple of months, so look out for that. And until next time, like, comment, subscribe, check out my channel for more content, and I will see you next time.